You can't use foul language or else we're gonna get.
Can we just say, what's up, beep?
What's going on?
What's poppin'?
Welcome. I think at this point we're just gonna say welcome like 5 minutes.
We're gonna do that. They were like, we need the first episode to drop on.
Where's Crackalakin? I think
What's good?
that's how we're starting right now.
Okay.
This is how chaotic it's gonna be already.
Okay.
Welcome in to the very first episode of This and Yap.
Listen, yeah.
So I think we kind of decided that this one's gonna be an intro of just who we are and our friendship kind of timeline.
Yeah.
I think should be very interesting. Just because I still think it's funny to this day, like our whole timeline with our friendship, especially how we started, because we have two different mindsets clearly of how our friendship started. Or
I think we have a similar timeline, but first of all, let's introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
My name's Brianna.
I am Jeanette.
We're both first gen, working higher ed.
Latinas.
Okay,
great. Let's get into how we became friends in the first place.
Yeah, you can tell this probably is gonna be the most awkward one, just because we're just gonna get used to this. But bear with us.
Woo.
So we started. How long are we friends now? We have matching necklaces. That's what she's looking at.
Yes. June 24th, 2017 was the date that we decided that we met. Well,
so
we decided.
The year was 2017.
Yes.
We're at 25.
So 10 minus 2. It'll be 8 years.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That long? I'll put the photo. We have one. I saved it for a reason. I'll put it in this one of the first photo that we ever took. What's crazy is that we met in undergrad. We both went to Cal State Channel Islands. And what's funny though is that we didn't even meet during school. We met in orientation because we're in the same orientation group.
Yes.
Which was funny. And for me personally, and then you could tell you why.
Okay.
For me personally, I thought because it was just the orientation group, I was like, I'm never gonna see any of these people ever again when I'm here. So I'm just like, well, I made a friend. I'm never gonna talk to you probably ever again. That was my mindset when I met her.
Also, though, we fully exchanged like contact information. I think we had each other's Snapchats and maybe phone numbers.
I don't remember phone.
Or maybe Instagrams.
I think Instagram. I thought I was never gonna see her ever again. So, which was crazy because what was crazy was that the first day of moving, like after everyone's been settled in, we were in what was our floor? L1 high. Yeah,
I don't know what's high or low.
we're L1 high because everyone smoked on that floor.
Yes, for sure.
No, we were. Now I can remember that. L1 high. That was a fact. We were on the first floor, the bottom floor, and I was at the end of the hall. And surprisingly enough, she was on
almost on the opposite end of the hall.
And what's crazy was that again, I didn't think I would ever see her again. And funny enough, that we were on the same freaking floor. So for me, I think it was a big universal thing that we were supposed to become friends. So that was my mindset. I don't know.
Well, we didn't even see each other on move-in day. I can't remember the day that like I saw you again on my floor, and I was like, "Hey,
I know her."
Yeah. And we were both in triple dorms at the time because the university had so many students moving in that year that they had turned the doubles into triples. So she was living with 2 other people. I was living with 2 other people until one of them moved out. Let's just say that our roommates were we have
different personalities, so like I would say the personalities didn't mesh.
Yeah,
we'll say that. Like, you know, when you move in with people, you know, like the vibes are off, and like I don't know when we re-saw each other. I can't remember.
We must have caught each other in the hallway.
Probably. I was like, oh, I know her.
And then I think just from constantly, because we had to share a bathroom like with the floor, so it was a women's restroom, a men's restroom, and then an all gender. And so I think just in constant seeing you coming in and out of the floor, it was one of those like, hey, you're trying to get out of your room, I'm trying to get out of my room, let's go do something. Yeah,
so we ended up just not being in our rooms. But yeah, that was our timeline. And what's funny is that after that, I became an RA our sophomore year. And she was still living in the dorms. Funny enough, but somehow, some way, we're still connected in some perimeters. Like, my dorm, I was overseeing juniors and seniors, which was I was 18, 19 at the time. So I was like,
Yeah, overseeing like 21.
I know.
21-year-olds.
And then I guess I was cool enough where they're like, you should come drinking with us. I was like, thanks, I'm 19. I can't do that. But what's funny is that from my window, because I was on the third floor, her building was right across, but there was a big tree like blocking it, but she was in that room, which was funny.
I was on the second floor of the building right across the street in the sophomore housing, and so we could kind of see each other's like respective area, but not into each other's
see the light.
windows. Yeah,
You see the light. Like, that's where we're at.
And so, sorry.
No, go.
Oh, I started having trouble with my suite mates and my roommates.
Oh, yeah.
So then,
I remember that too.
Yes. And then I just started hanging out in her dorm because she was an RA. She had a whole room to herself.
Yeah, I did. And I got lucky because, like, since I oversee junior senior, so I had a whole kitchen, a bathroom. I didn't share anything. It was probably the best room ever. Okay, town center, though, hit. Too.
So then, our junior year, we moved in together, finally, into our shared apartment on campus. That was great. We still shared a room, but we had a full living room, full kitchen, a balcony. It was beautiful.
And then it was COVID.
And then
it was COVID year, yeah.
Well, then you moved out, like, towards the end of the fall, I think.
Yeah, I had to, because financially, just...
And you went to our...
No, I went back to RA. I went to... I was a freshman. It was a little rough.
Mm.
And then COVID hit. COVID hit?
Yes, so then
right?
Spring semester, I was living fully by myself in that apartment.
Oh, yeah!
And they kicked me out to move into a different room with three other girls. And then they fully kicked everybody out of housing and said, hey, COVID's getting really serious. We need everybody to leave. And that's when the world stopped. But you were still on campus.
I was still on campus for a period of time. Yeah, I turned 21 in COVID. So, yeah, I had a whole party. Not a whole party, but I had a gathering of, like, some of my friends. Whoever was still in RA and, like, I was still talking to, because only 2 out of the few people I still talk to.
Well, that's
a different story. There's so many stories. You'll hear it all, probably. But, no, yeah, so I turned 21 then, and that's how I knew, like, COVID. And then I never saw her, like, ever for a cool minute with COVID. Yeah. But then again, like, everyone was kind of hella restricted with the rules. And for me, I have, like, there's a lot of health issues around here.
There was high-risk people both in her family and my family, so we were trying to be as safe as possible. So really all we had was, like, text and phone and FaceTime. And that was it until, I think I saw you once in COVID, because I have that picture of us wearing a mask.
Oh, yeah! We
to the Galleria.
No, not the Galleria. We went to the Thousand Oaks Mall. You met me in the middle.
Oh.
Middle.
It was a real long drive for me.
Yeah, I remember we went, and then we saw each other at graduation.
Yes, and so then we graduated in 2021 in, like, a COVID-ish graduation.
It was that drive-in stuff.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
We'll insert pictures.
Another picture here, but we remade the photo of the picture that we first met.
4 years.
4 years later.
Yeah.
We look so different. We look like children. I found the picture because I was like, I knew I'm gonna probably put this in the first episode.
Of what, graduation?
No.
Of us at, like, 18?
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, we don't look like that. You still had long hair.
Yeah.
It was still dyed, but like that lighter blonde dye, or a little bit of red, to be honest. It was a little red. It was red. Like, it was red. Yes. So it was her with long hair. I had short hair.
Yeah.
It was like a switcheroo because I have long hair and she has short hair.
But even now we look different.
Yeah, we look like adults, and it was interesting to see, but it was funny at the same time because I'm like, I also saw the filters. I really looked. I was like, filter. Why did we use that? Like, it was the
popular filter at the time.
Yeah.
You graduated your master's degree.
Did a 1-year program at USC.
And is that when we moved in together? No. 2023 is when we moved in together.
Really?
I get a job at Channel Islands, September of 2021. I spent that first full year living in the apartment in Oxnard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
So then 22 to 23, yes.
So
22 to 23 is when we moved in together. Because then 23 to 24, we started doing month to month, remember?
Yeah, you're right.
So then we moved in together in 2022 into our apartment in Camarillo.
And actually pay rent.
And pay rent as adults. And she starts working at one university that we will not name. And then starts working at, I don't know if you want to name your current university, but starts working at a different university.
Yeah, no, we'll keep those disclosed.
Starts working at a different university that she is currently at. And then in 2024, I quit my job at Cal State Channel Islands, and we had to move out of that apartment. So in March, basically, we said deuces.
Yeah.
To that 2024 apartment in Camarillo. We both went back to our parents' houses. So we are currently turning 26 this year.
Oh, God.
Living at our parents' houses. I do work again. I have a job again. At a different university. She works at the same university for, I think you've already...
I've passed a year now.
Yeah.
Like a year and 4 months, 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Which is fun. I like my job. It's fun.
Yeah.
I work in athletics, but that's like the most I'll disclose. But no, yeah, we both live at home. I'm turning 26 in May. That's crazy. But yeah, we're figuring out life now at this point. But it's crazy to see us kind of like do this time lapse of like 8 years, because it's crazy from where we're at, from like relationships to trauma to therapy. Therapy's great. Therapy, to life changes, to job changes, to vehicle changes.
Even to just how our friendship has
I
evolved.
know. I think we rarely argue. We just get like annoyed with each other.
Yeah.
I haven't seen us like go on the floor and like fight.
No. But I think we have moments of like, I'm kind of done with you. Like, I'm not going to text you, or I'm not going to call you for a little bit.
I even text you. When we were living in the apartment, I just closed my door.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know I'm not.
It was just a lot of, we're going to close our doors until we're ready to speak. And it could have been something that we did to each other, or it could have been something that the outside world did to us, and we just didn't want to fuck with each other that night. And I was like, I just need my space. I will let you know when I'm ready to, like, engage again.
We get burnt out. Now with like the career jobs that we're at, our lives right now, I'm in the process of like starting my doctorate. I start my doctorate in the fall, and then I'm done. But it's just for me, I have a lot of other goals and accomplishments I need to do to get to the next part of my life of where I want to go. And I don't know, figuring it out day by day. I feel like I'm trying my best to like take it day by day. Even like with our support system, because like you're part of my support system, Claire, I'm part of yours. Don't get all sad.
I didn't say anything.
Your face said it. So what's funny is, actually this is a good point. Well, this is funny is that for us, she will express to me how much she appreciates me, and for me, I'm like, okay, stop talking after, because I'm not good with attention. I'm decent, but like I will be like, oh, thanks. Okay, stop. Like.
And I'm a polar opposite of that, which I think is how we balance each other out, is that we just happen to be opposites of each other enough to work. And so I'm very much, I mean, I love attention, but we'll get into that. But at the same time, it's like I find little gifts very sentimental, and I appreciate every little thing, and I tend to show it a lot. And especially with her, I never know how to show her appreciation, because she's always like, okay, that's enough. So it's like, thanks.
I will literally tell her when I'm like, okay, stop. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. But I try my best. And what's funny is that for me, like, I'm very good with, I guess, my writing.
Words of affirmation is definitely her strong suit.
Yeah, because for me, like, with the only, like, specific friends, like, my core friends, I write cards religiously, but the thing is, like, I don't write some generic little thing. It's like the same old thing. Everything is specifically written at that certain timeline and for this person specifically. So, like, I would say she also has a collection of all my cards.
100%.
Because they're all different and they're all written differently. So I think it's interesting. That's how I know. That's how she knows when I appreciate her. Well, I still appreciate you in general, but I mean that's how she knows. Like, I care about her and I appreciate her in my life and X, Y, and Z. And for me, I struggle with attention.
Cards are the moments of like, okay, I'm gonna write it all out for you to remind you that I appreciate you. But throughout the year, aside from like the cards, because normally the cards are like Valentine's Day, my birthday, Christmas, maybe like a New Year's text. But other than that, it's very much like every now and then it's like, hey, I'm gonna buy you a little something because it reminded me of you. Or sometimes you'll just randomly text me and be like, or no, not text me. You'll send me a lot of TikToks or like Instagrams of like, you're my best friend and I appreciate the shit that you like go through with me. And so it's a lot of that most of the time.
No, I agree. That's true. And also, like, when we were used to live at the apartment, this is kind of me trying to also give the standard of what man should be appreciator. Every few weeks, but it was pretty consistent. It was like almost every week.
Mm-hmm.
I always buy her flowers to keep out of the apartment, just because. So when I go grocery shopping, I buy also flowers for her.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is literally the standard of like man.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But no, yeah, shit, 8 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy. How long have really you dealt with me? That's crazy.
I saw something today actually, and it was like, shout out to my best friend who's my Valentine and has made it more Valentines than any man has.
By the way, it is Valentine's Day.
When we are filming, it is currently Valentine's Day.
So, which gives some context.
Here's some good Valentine's Day tip is that who needs a man when you literally have your best friend to always be your Valentine? Regardless of when we've had partners, we've still always been each other's like secondary or primary Valentine every year.
That's facts. So like even like besides your friends, your family, pets, whoever's dog moms, cat dads, dog dads, plant parents, like yourself even, you should be appreciating yourself. Like, yes, Valentine's has been known, and it's kind of annoying, but I mean, it's annoying for me, but it's known that it's supposed to be a romantic thing. You're supposed to have a partner and X, Y, and Z, when it's really BS. And it's like, you're allowed to treat yourself. Go get a piercing, a tattoo, go get your favorite snack, your dessert or food. Like, treat yourself like this day. And like pretty much every day you should be treating yourself.
Remember that you are special.
Yes.
That's what she's trying to say.
Yes. She gets it. Like, you should always give yourself A, the number one priority, and then B, just, you gotta love yourself. And, that's easier said than done, for sure. But, like, I would say we're prime examples of just, like, we're also still trying to love ourselves. And, like, it's glad that you have a support system and having good friends could, like, really support that in that way. But, yeah.
Thank you all for sticking through this. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you'll come back for the next one. We'll see what the next one will be. It's just going to be a lot more of this. Just a lot more... Sit yapping. Generic-ass conversations about our lives and how we think that it's applicable to a lot of other mid-20s women or people in general.
That's facts. So, yeah. I hope you enjoy. It's the first episode, so of course the first one is going to be a test run. But anyways, thank you for joining in.
Adios.